guys, welcome back to Bradster Vlogs. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of If Europe Took Over the World. If I might sound a little bit different, I'm just kind of worried. Not worried, but I mean I'm just weirded out. Yet I'm not worried, but I mean I'm weirded out. That no comments were showing up on my latest video. Like, I got the notification that that Clifford Barnes and Canada Boy both commented on my video, but yeah, shout out to you people. You two always comment on my videos, and I love that because no one else ever does. I have over like 50 plus subscribers, and half of them aren't even active anymore. Like half of them are still active, but they don't check my channel anymore. They're subscribed, but they don't actually do anything. Yeah, they'll just stay subscribed and kind of forgot. Because a lot of them are from my beginner years, from 2016 to from 2018. I didn't start because my channel was created in 2012, but I'm saying like that's when I actually first started uploading. I didn't upload until 2016. My channel was actually a lot older. So let's just get into it. This is where we left off, and this is kind of getting a little bit chaotic here because a lot of the world is being taken over. The Portuguese have Brazil and the Canaries. Spain has taken over some of Africa. Turkey has taken over all of Arabia. France has taken over a lot of Central Europe, with some Northern Africa, and the UK is kind of taking over Central America, the Caribbean, a little bit of North and South America, and the Nordic areas, with some islands of Canada, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and Kyrgyzstan. I just pronounce it like that. Okay. So, now how we're going to start is Turkey starts taking over some more stuff again. Ethiopia, South Sudan, Eritrea, Djibouti, Somalia, Kenya, Uganda, the other half of Chad, and the Central African Republic, drawing a definitive border of where they were going to take out a chunk of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or DRC. Oopsie. It took a big chunk of northern DRC. It took a big chunk out of that. It took a big northern bit of it. But then France starts expanding southward. And expands all the way up to Côte d'Ivoire. I forgot the other one was Côte d'Ivoire. That's actually the way you pronounce it, but actually it's just called the Ivory Coast, but that's how it's actually said. Sorry, I have the hiccups. Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, and Sierra Leone were taken over by the British, and the British, French, and Spanish have all touched, which is kind of crazy. The British and actually the Spanish and the French are already touching in Europe, but the British are an island, so they didn't really touch. I think Britain did touch Germany? No, they don't even touch Germany. Actually, they do touch Germany. They also touch the United States and Canada. Actually, they do touch France and Portugal because of land borders all over the world. But then the UK gets kind of weird. They take over all of their old British Empire land, plus some more. They took Nepal, Bhutan, India, Bangladesh, all of Myanmar, Thailand, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and Iran, where they start to touch Turkey. And Turkey expands north, up into Romania, Serbia. But quickly, the United States, before anyone else does, the United States saves Kosovo from being attacked by Turkey. So they kind of just go around it, taking over Montenegro, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Croatia, Hungary, Moldova, and Ukraine, and Crimea. Which Crimea is not a country, but it's also owned by Russia. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And now the Turkish touched the Italians, and they went all the way up to the Belarus. Now they touched the British again, and they touched the Germans now. But the Germans really wanted that land to the south of them, and now they're kind of trapped. They don't have anywhere to go, really. Look, everything around them is completely conquered. But they take a ship down to Africa. They take a ship all the way down to Africa and start colonizing. They take out Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, Sao Tome and Principe, the Congo, Angola, Zambia, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, sorry I did that in the wrong order, Malawi, Mozambique, and go down to Madagascar, South Africa, Lesotho, Swaziland, or Eswatini. I just like to call it Swaziland by its old name. I don't really like Eswatini, it sounds weird. And then they took over the rest of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And now they touch the Turkish, and they touch the French again. But then Turkey goes one step ahead of everyone, taking over Russia. But then the British, before anyone else does, takes China and Mongolia, and then Taiwan, and most of Asia. Going down to Malaysia, the Philippines, the Koreas, Japan, even down to Indonesia, all the way down to Java, even taking New Guinea. But then going all the way down and taking over New Caledonia from France. Which the French don't really care that much. They literally got so much land. They don't really care about that one island. But then, before anyone else does, the Germans take over Australia and New Zealand. Before the British do. And then Fiji. And then they take over the entire island of Timor. And take over the rest of the area no one else claimed yet. Yeah, they take all the land that hasn't been claimed yet. Taking land that no one else has claimed in areas that people have claimed a lot of. And then getting to Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, and Argentina. And going south. But then, before anyone else does, the Portuguese drop in. Thinking about Bolivia and Chile. then they attack the Germans, taking them out of South America. But then the Germans take over a little bit of Brazil that the Portuguese hadn't claimed yet. And then people start an attack on Canada. Mainly the British start an attack on Canada. They draw a line on the map and then they say, this is where we strike. And then the British striked, taking out all of Newfoundland and Labrador, and taking a good chunk out of Quebec. And Canada did not like that. They did not like making one of their biggest provinces being taken over, or biggest, I can't remember, and taking over one of Canada's biggest islands, and then taking over an island of Alaska, and another island of Canada's, and then taking over Hawaii. And the U.S. was like, no. But then the British took Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Belize. And the U.S. was like, oh no. Because they took over Alaska. And the U.S. was in trouble. But then Spain came in and helped them. And the French, Germans, Turkish, and the Italians actually the Italians were already defeated, but every other country, even the Portuguese, except for the British, helped the United States and aided them with the fight of the British. Soon, the British were taken out. Canada regaining their land, plus a lot more. And they reclaimed all of their old land, even claiming more than they had from what they originally had. And then their land was split up between the other countries. All of Central America, plus Colombia, was given to the United States. Plus all of North America, even Iceland, even though it's not really even part of North America. The British apologized. They got destroyed. Just pretend some of those islands that have red on them, just don't worry about them. But then their claims to South America were split up between the French and the Portuguese. The French got Venezuela. Portuguese got Peru and Ecuador. And the British land in Asia went kind of crazy. The Turkish got a lot of it. They thought that was a pretty big advantage for them. Well, it kind of was. Yeah, they got all the stand countries, Mongolia, the Koreas, and a little bit of Germany's land that they kind of forgot about. And then they got Iran. But then the Germans got a lot of land too. They got China and India. Right now it looks like the Turkish got it, but they didn't. I accidentally clicked the wrong color. They got the remainder of the land, making the Germans a really big empire. The British will only exist in in the memories of these countries now. If the British was wiped out completely. And the whole world has been conquered, and the Germans are still continuing to take over old lands owned by the British. And then Ireland and England, Wales and Scotland were given to the French. And this will be the ending of that series, guys. This is not gonna. This is the end of our episode, but it's not over right now yet. And then the British African land was given to Spain. But then Spain attacked France, taking a lot of their African territory. After that happening, they also attacked Ireland. They also attacked Portugal. And after they'd taken over Portugal, almost all of South America was theirs. They were trying to reform the Spanish Empire. And after they did that, no one thought anyone could stop the Spanish, except for the French. The French and Spanish had a big war, leading to a lot of the land taken by Spain and given to the French. But some of it stayed Spanish, like Argentina. All the British land actually became French. They even got Senegal. They got all of the African territory. Spain still did exist. They kind of also lost Portugal. And that was kind of crazy. But they didn't realize England still existed. In the Slargvard. Let's just pretend that doesn't exist right now. That's kind of the last thing we need right now. Then fill that. And boom. Fixed. Now the birds don't exist. Sorry. Now that the British were gone and the Spanish were almost defeated, but the Portuguese were defeated, the Germans attacked. The Germans struck Argentina and Spain, giving the entire country to Spain and giving the entire country to Germany. After striking, the Turkish and French took care of it. As the Turkish took half their land, the French took the other half. They put a line in Africa, and what was on each side was owned by each country. They also had to split up the Democratic Republic of the Congo again, like they were doing. They had to kind of split it up again. but it was fine. The Turkish still got half of it. And the French got the other half of the land. Which was kind of a big advantage for the French. And also the Americans handed over Colombia, giving France the entire control of South America. But then Turkey got the upper hand, actually. As they got all of the Asian land, which was a big advantage for them. Look at all that land. And all of it completely theirs. They got so much. It was kind of a bad deal. The French kind of had a bad deal going on. Because Turkey got most of it. And after that, France got all of the actual... France got all the land in Europe. Which was pretty good for the French. I do say that is pretty good for the French. Having control of almost all of Europe. By then, Turkey was so happy with their deal, they gave all of Europe completely to France, along with Turkey. Actually, not all of Turkey. Not all the land right there. And all of that land. The rest of it stayed with the Turkish. The Turkish kind of lost Turkey, but they're kind of fine with it. They literally got almost all of Asia and all of Oceania to themselves, along with half of Africa. The French were so happy, they gave they gave the Turkish Libya and northern Chad. And everything was working out just fine. The US gave Kosovo to France. And in exchange for giving up Britain, which is a pretty good deal. But Ireland was still theirs. All they did was give up the island of Britain. But the Americans actually settled for just getting Scotland. They were fine with just Scotland. They got a little bit of England, but they drew a line on the map, said that was good. And the French got the rest of it. So they got all of Wales and most of southern England. So that's around it. And that's the end of the series. Thank you guys for watching this series. I'm sorry I haven't been updating the playlist. It just takes so long to update them. I'll try to update them next time. next video. I'll try to update them. It just takes a long time to find all those videos. Bye guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bradster